About a month ago, I walked outside of my house one morning getting ready to go to work. It was one of those mornings where it wasn't hot yet, but you could tell it was going to be a scorcher. There was a certain smell in the air, and it threw me back to 2022. I was a freshman at Auburn, and for a brief second, I had this intense wave of nostalgia. I missed my friends that I had back then. I missed my life. I missed my job that I was doing. I missed everything about it. I could see the same apartment that I used to hang out in, and there was just something special about 4 years ago, but it wasn't. In my head, I thought that, oh man, things were so great back then. But in reality, I remember being like super anxious all the time. I remember being so unsure of my path, and even the things that I thought that I loved, like, going out with my buddies and drinking, all I did was think, man, I could be doing better than this. Nostalgia is a liar. The problem with nostalgia is we put our modern understanding of reality on the past as if we knew it. Here's the deal. In the past, you did the best that you could with the best that you knew. Now, whenever you look at nostalgia, you think, man, I did the best that I could with what I know now, which just isn't the case. We have this amazing ability where we can look back at time and say, man, that was great. I wish I would have enjoyed it in the moment. But the problem with that is you didn't know that you were going to be okay. Like, now we can look at the past and we know how the story ends. We know me and my buddies aren't going to be there forever. We know we're all going to graduate, we're all going to get jobs, and we're all going to do what we want to end up doing. But at the time, we don't realize that. At the time, in the moment, we think, man, this could go wrong in so many different ways. I can't even be in the moment because I'm so worried about the future. We can take a few different things from this. One of the things that we can take from this is you are in the good old days right now. And when I say the good old days, I mean these days that we think of in nostalgia and like the burning hot summers where everything was just better and great, and we look back on it so fondly. You're in that right now. Even though you can't feel it, you know in 5 years you're gonna look back and say, man, I would have done anything to be in that position. I didn't know how good I had it. And if you could talk to yourself from 5 years ago, you would say, hey, take more risk, take more tries. You cannot mess up, you can't lose, go crazy. You're in the good old days, man. You don't know how good you have it. Take that risk. Ask her out. Go for that job, whatever it may be. Something else about memories and the way that we can color our memories and make them seem better than they are. Anyone who's been through a bad breakup knows in your head it's better than it was in reality. And even though you know that, it's still so hard to actually believe it. Your brain doesn't know the difference in the past. The past only exists in your head. And really only specifically your head, because somebody else's memories of the past are probably way different. So what does this mean? Well, it means that if something only exists in your head and it shapes the way that you kind of flow through the world because your past has so much to do with what you're doing in the current day, then it means that your brain can't tell the difference between the past and a daydream. If it only exists to you, what's the difference? Here's a good example. Whenever you go and meet somebody at a party or whatever, I'll use myself. I say, hey, my name's Eli. I graduated from Auburn University. I'm dating Savannah, and I build websites for a living, and I'm a huge sports fan. So I really just put myself in this box that's easily digestible to anyone that I'm talking to. So then they know how to like talk to me. Okay, this guy, he's 24, he's doing this, that, and the other. This is probably what he's into, and he's in this box. Well, the problem is we look at ourselves the same way. When you look at your own life, you look at your own past, and you put yourself in these boxes with these arbitrary, combinations that aren't really you. I mean, and even if you were to, like, I'm also a brother, I'm also a boyfriend. I also love to paint, and I love, Alan Watts, and this, that, and the other. You can never give these signifiers too many indicators that actually describe who you are. But the problem is that's what we do to ourselves. So therefore, let's say I think in the past, I graduated with a degree in literature. Okay, then I look at my future and I think, okay, well, I better do something because I have that degree in literature, and I guess I'm either good at it or I like it, and so I should do something that, kind of has something to do with that. But the only reason I think that is because I did that in the past. So it could also be for negative things too. If you think, I failed that class 5 years ago, obviously I can't do anything with that subject. It's because you're limiting yourself because you're on the future, you're imagining the past, your past self. It's just an arbitrary box that isn't even real. the great thing with daydreaming is you can think, oh man, it would be so great to have that. And if you can replace your negative memories with like powerful daydreams and hopes of things that you want to do, your brain can't tell the difference of what's real and what's fake. And eventually you're going to think, oh, if I'm hyper successful, full of abundance, and the happiest man on earth, you're going to look up and think, hey, I'm that person. What would that person do? How would that person act? If you start viewing yourself as a risk-taking entrepreneur that cannot lose, imagine the risks that you would take. And it would be the greatest thing that you ever did. The problem with the past and future is neither one of them exists. But for some reason, we still find ourselves so eaten up by either the things that we promised we would do 5 years ago, or the things that we did, or the things that we imagined shaped us, because we hold on to these past traumas or, even successes, and we say that's who we are. And thinking about the future is we're so anxious about the future as if it's even going to come at all. I'm getting eaten up by ants. That everything we do today is in either fear or respect to this kind of future. The only thing that will ever actually be here is the present moment. No matter how far you look into the future or how much you look back at the past, it's just going to be the present moment forever. And if we can't live with some sort of awareness of that, like, we will never be happy, because we'll never even live our life. How much of a shame to look back at everything and say, man, I was never even there in the present moment. One of my favorite things to live by is, here's a little, food for thought. Every single moment that you have, live in it as if you chose it yourself. And the way I imagine this is, imagine you, before you came down to earth, you said, okay, I'm going to build my life, and I'm going to put these events in this order. For one reason or another, if you want hard times and you want to build resilience, okay, let's, give me this challenge that I have to get over. This, that, and the other. So therefore, whenever you're going through life and you're in a moment that you're trying to avoid, no, live in it as if you chose it yourself, and see your world transform. See how every single thing becomes a little bit better. Because if I'm here in the woods by myself on a random Monday morning, it is as if I chose to be here, and I wanted to be with myself in nature for just a little bit. So on and so forth. I know I'm pretty incoherent whenever I speak, but I'm trying to get better at it. Long story short, live in the present. The past is a liar. All you can do is control your thoughts and even project your own what you want on the past and on the future. You don't have to give the past energy either. If there's something that you regret or something that you wish you would have done better, it's literally just your brain that's giving it power over you. In reality, there's, it's as if you were just born today. All right. Thank you guys. Till next time. Appreciate y'all.